Hello everyone, I'm Jiaguo. And after the introduction part of group, I will continue with the section of project management, my learning and contribution, testing, reflections, and conclusion. And first, I will talk about project management. For the website development internship project, we adopted the Agile Iterative Development Model. It always has 5 steps of each sprint and allows the team to evaluate and adapt to new client requirements. At the end of each iteration, Agile uses short sprint. Hours are 2 weeks long, which enable frequent delivery of features and improvements. This way, clients can see the results of each stage and provide new ideas for modifications. It also facilitates better team collaboration and agile responses. In our agile management, we used the Kanban management method in the Jira tool. It optimizes workflow and increases efficiency by visualizing tasks and limiting work in process. The Kanban board including multiple columns such as to do, in process, and done. And tasks move between these columns in the form of the cars. What you are seeing on the slide is our Kanban board from Sprint 2. And we also use Google Docs to record stand-up meetings, client meetings, and our learning resources. This method and the tools helped us manage the team efficiently and collaborate effectively. I'm responsible for preparing many of the meetings, summarized, and sharing learning resources here. And next part, I will talk about my learning and contribution. Since the internship involves modifying an existing website rather than creating one, I had to learn WordPress, CSS, PHP, and I also need to understand the existing code, including the previous developers' intentions and naming conventions. Based on my learning and overall workflow division, each sprint we went through a process of collaborative learning, research, and the division of tasks. This highlight test as a web development work I completed over these 4 sprints. I will mainly cover the following parts. First, modifying the header navigation menu. As you see on the slide, this is the original navigation menu of the header part, and they have some problems here. For example, they have 2 navigation bars, and some contents are duplicated. And the button shape and the font size is inconsistent. And the user finds it difficult to locate the button to return homepage. We designed the train diagram and the UI diagram based on our initial research and client feedback. And initially, I thought working with WordPress would be straightforward, but I soon realized that different themes operated differently. The current theme we are using doesn't have many drag or drop features, and a lot of the content is repetitive and poorly organized. When I deleted one of the top bar, it still appears on the page and it shows up as garbled text. I needed to locate the source code to understand the class names and modify the CSS styles. This required me to understand WordPress coding rules. With the experience gained from 1 week's learning, I understood how WordPress source code is in all the CSS. Therefore, for this issue mentioned above, I was able to quickly identify the root causes and resolve them. Due to the addition of some navigation content, I need to add links to the navigation menu. However, their links cannot be added through the Nav in Customize. Instead, I locate where to modify my navigation links within WordPress dashboard. Further study of W3C led me to discover that by modifying menus in Appearance section, I can directly add page links to the navigation menu, as it shows on the slide. This provides direct links and allows customizing of link content as well. And in this part, I also did debug work. Multiple people worked on the CSS at different times, which led the earlier CSS change being overridden and becoming ineffective. By further study in CSS, I learned about CSS specificity and ultimately resolved these bugs. So after modifying the header, we merged some duplicate navbar and adjusted the shape of the buttons and the font size. User can click a home button to return home page. This is the second coding part I want to talk about is the modification of Illumina and the program's HTML page. For the original HTML page, all the content was placed on one single page, with each article separated by a horizontal line, like this one. According to the user story, this made it very difficult for users to find the specific articles. Through my study of WordPress, I discovered another way to publish content using posts. After learning and comparing page and post, I summarized the following key points in this development, as is shown on the slide. For example, posts can be organized using tags and categories, but pages cannot, and posts cannot be embedded within a page. After discussing and confirmation with the client, it is very necessary to change pages like Illumina and programs from page to post. This is the method of modify post through WordPress. First, add post and create a new categories or choose an existing one, and then add new post to categories, publish it. However, that's accomplished only through the modular interface, not entirely. After I completed publishing the post, I found that some predefined formats and content could not be modified. It was still necessary to review PHP source code for debugging. For example, on the slide, the original Illumina page had a title, but on the modified post page, some titles disappear or had incorrect names. So I found the archive.php file in the theme file editor at WordPress. By carefully reading through the code, I discovered a section of code related to the post page theme. Originally, there were a conditional statement in the code. When I commented out the conditional statement, the title content started displaying. So this is the final result of modifying some page into post. You can see the titles here and each post here. The next part, I will talking about two kinds of testing I used in the development. UI testing, and performance testing. And UI testing examines whether the web's interface elements adhere to design specifications and respond correctly to user actions. This website testing phase including visual regression testing. For this part, I compared screenshots before and after the page changed to ensure there were no unintended visual alterations. And interaction testing. Each sprint, I test interactive elements such as buttons, links, and forms to ensure the function correctly. And I conduct debugging work as needed. I also use performance testing. I conducted testing across different browsers and used GT Metrics, which is an online testing tool, to assess the website's performance. The test showed that the original website had a performance of 71%, and with some duplicate CSS elements present on the web page. And after making modifications and publishing on the website, I performed another performance test. The performance reached 80%, showing a significant improvement. And the last part, I will talk about the reflections and the conclusions. Reviewing on the 3 learning goals I set at the beginning of my internship. Let's review each one to see how they were implemented and achieved. As for the achievement of the first goal, I used Jira and Google Docs as project management tools significantly enhance team collaboration efficiency. And I represent team members in communication with clients. It has sparked and developed my management potential. In summary, I apply advanced project management techniques to complex engineering projects and consistently recognized as a leader within engineering teams. And for the second goal, I evaluate and formulate contingency plans for uncontrollable factors. For example, when clients frequently held festivals and are too occupied to attend us, we schedule learning during downtime. When technical staff delay publishing, we adjust the task priorities to ensure completion. In summary, I effectively adapt plans to uncontrollable factors or sudden changes, ultimately successful completing web development, leaving the client highly satisfied with our technical expertise and communication. As for the achievement of the third goal, I have just explained it in the coding section earlier. In addition of that, I also contribute personally to make the mobile friendly and the instruction, addressing difficulties related to user multi-platform usage and administrative management. During my internship project, I took on multiple roles, including developer, project manager, and communicator. This experience has given me a deeper understanding of teamwork and the division of labor. I learned new technology stacks and became more familiar with front-end development. Continuous learning is my motto. I learn from materials, online resources, mentors, peers, both during the internship and in my future career. That's conclusion my presentation. Thank you for listening.